Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and I hope you had a wonderful New Year. I did. It was very special this Christmas. I had both my children here with me and spent Christmas with them, with my daughter and her partner too, and with my mum, my godmother. I saw both my sisters, my brothers. It's just been fabulous. So I'm very, very grateful. It's been a wonderful Christmas and a lovely New Year as well. So I hope yours was lovely too. You will probably notice that I'm filming in a different place. Now, these are not Christmas decorations. They look a bit untidy now. Look at them through the camera, actually. But they do look very untidy. I have these lights up anyway. And the reason I'm filming in here, this is my dining room, and not upstairs in my attic, which is where my office is because the light up there is so awful. And I just thought I needed actually a change of, I don't know, a setting. Is it that thing? To record basically. And to tell you about some of my plans for 2026. So in a previous video, I mentioned that I was making a lot of plans. And before I forget, I should say that my newsletter will go out today, and in it I will announce the winners. So the winners, thank you to everybody who entered. The winner for my YouTube subscriber free author copy, signed author copy of Starlight Over Hollyhock Farm is Tracy Wellham, and it's Margaret Hannigan who was the winner of my signed author copy of Starlight Over Hollyhock Farm for my newsletter subscribers. So Margaret's has been posted to her, and Tracy's, as soon as I have your email, I will send that to you as well. Thank you everyone who entered. I really appreciated it. I can't speak today. I've been out walking on the beach. It's so cold and windy. Done a bit of shopping, various different things. So my plans for 2026. The last 3 years, I have written 2.5 books for Boldwood and 1 book for HarperCollins. And as much as I managed it, it's not really sustainable going forward if I want to do anything else with my life. To be fair, the only other thing I really want to do is spend time actually planting my garden, because it's extremely bare now. I needed to have it all pretty much pulled out because it was in a terrible, terrible mess. And there was lots of rusting, old cans, like spray cans, things like that. There was a lot of glass. There was a lot of broken bits, plastic, metal, and all sorts of things. I had to have it completely cleared out. So I had a gardener who I had to have the fence replaced because where there was a fence, where there wasn't, where there was a fence, it was full of really thick ivy. I thought it was a hedge, actually. It was that bad. So that had to go. My son and I then cleared the rest of it. And now, my gardener was amazing. And he did leave whatever he could, which is basically, I think, probably 1 tree and like 3 big bushes. So camellia, 2 olives and an acer. The rest I'm having to plant afresh. I have been planting things, but of course the weather's pretty grim. It takes time to build it up. It's also expensive. So it's a project. I did it with my previous garden when Rob was alive. Our garden, it was like, my previous house was like a house on a car park, and we eventually got rid of lots and lots of concrete and things like that, and we built a really lovely garden. I won't be able to do that again because this will be me by myself, but I don't need to. This is a much, much smaller garden. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably about 1/4 of the size of my previous garden, which is actually perfect for me by myself. I do have my son, and he is very helpful with all the heavy stuff. So, but still, it's something I love to do, and it's a project. But with my writing, as I was saying, it's not really sustainable. For me to write 3.5 books a year, you then have 3 or 4 rounds of edits for each one, and then you have to promote each one. So it's an awful lot. So this year, for 2026, I have already written my book for HarperCollins, which is my second witchy book. I mentioned before that The Witching Hour was 3 timelines. No, it wasn't. It was 2 timelines and 3 points of view. So the 1940s during the occupation here, and during the English Civil War, but in Jersey, so in the 1640s. This book is just in the 1650s. So it's 17th century, it's set in Jersey, it's one timeline, and it's 2 points of view. And I look forward to telling you more about that soon. I have done the structural edits for that. That's what kept me busy leading up to Christmas and just after. And I have seen the cover, and I will share that as soon as I possibly can. But I'm now obviously planning what to write next for HarperCollins, and I'm waiting to hear back from my publisher about that. I have sent an idea, but I'm not sure about it. So that's what I'm doing with that. I will still do my book for HarperCollins, thankfully, because I love writing for them. Then I will be writing not 2.5, but 1 Georgina Troy book this year. It will be the start of a new series. It will be a Christmas book. So this book will need to be published by September, or at least in September. So that means the next 8.5 months, I have to finalise my idea. I only have a very, very vague idea at the moment. Finalise my idea, write it, do 3 or 4 rounds of edits at least, and get it out there in 8.5 months. So that will be quite a lot of work, but I will do that. But that's really exciting for me. I'm looking forward to doing that. I also have, coming out on the 1st of March, it's up for pre-order, is Run for the Shadows. Now that's one of my thrillers. That's written as Ella Drummond. So I originally self-published this book. It's about, so this is set during 3 timelines, 1971, 1989 and 2003. All 3 timelines, it's all set in France, in the French countryside, in a village in the French countryside. And each of those years were chosen because during each of those years, there was a massive heat wave in France. And in this book, during the 3 heat waves, something very dramatic happened. So in 1971, we see Mo, an 18-year-old wannabe actress, and her new flatmate, who she's just met, Hazel, who's a singer. She wants to be a professional singer. They get to know each other, they set up their life in actually London, that starts off in, and something dreadful happens in the French countryside. Then in 1989, sorry, Jarvis is pacing up and down because he doesn't like the door closed. In 1989, we have the 2 women, they are now mothers. So Mo has a daughter, Sarah, who is a young teenager, and Hazel has a daughter, Dee, who is young Sarah's best friend, and she has a son, Leo. So in 1989, one night, Mo and her 2 children, Dee and Leo, just vanish. They vanish, no one hears from them. In 2003, Sarah is now a grown woman. She has been bereaved. She's a widow. She has a 5-year-old daughter, Katie. And because she needs to start again after the sudden death of her husband, she moves back to live with her mother, Mo, in France. And one night, while she's staying in Mo's house, she notices across the fields that the farm where her best friend Dee and her mum and brother lived until 89, there's a fire. And so she rushes to help and ends up meeting and getting to know this mysterious Frenchman, Henri, who he's scarred down one side of his face and body. And there's something very mysterious about him. And slowly, Sarah, we hear through Sarah, she discovers what happened back in 1989 to cause her friend's mum and her friend and brother to disappear. We also discover more about her mother's past, which she knew nothing about. And quite a lot happens. So it's a psychological mystery. I self-published it, and then I signed it over to Hero Books, who published it with a more recent timeline. So instead of France, it was set in England and Scotland. It was set in different timelines. I didn't think it worked quite as well myself, and I wasn't as happy with it. So I got my rights back from Hero last year. I was very grateful for that. That was very kind of them. And I have now rewritten the book in the original setting, the original timelines, and I've now had it professionally edited. So that book, once I've worked through the edits, I will republish that. It's got a brand new cover, but the same original title. So the original title was Run for the Shadows. Hero published it as The Darkest Summer, but this is actually quite a different book. It's the same, obviously, vague story, but different settings, so different things sort of happen. So it's now coming out, or it's up for pre-order and coming out on the 1st of March, Run for the Shadows. So I'm really excited about that. So the next thing I'll be doing is working through those edits. Then I have another little book that I will be editing too. That's been edited and that will get a new cover and that will go up. But that's quite a lot of changes, that one, and hardly anyone's ever seen that one because I've not ever promoted it. I'll tell you more about that in the next couple of months. So that's what I'll be doing this year. Another book for HarperCollins, one Georgina Troy book, which is a start of a brand new series, but it'll be a Christmas book. So we'll have to wait until September for that one, but I am very excited about it. It's something I've wanted to write for about 3 years now. And I will be relaunching my second psychological thriller. So I will then have The Midnight Swim and I will have Run for the Shadows out by the 1st of March. So that's really exciting. I've also got to work on my new website that I've actually been working on very loosely for 18 months, I think. I really need to get on with it. My problem is with a website, I have like 32, well, I will have 32 books because I've written 32, but there's like 30 odd books to get on a website. It's how to design it, how to best sort of like showcase these books, because there's a lot of books to be showcasing on a website. So it's a lot of work as well to transfer everything across, but that's another thing I need to do as well. So that's my immediate plans. And that's what I'm working on at the moment. All very exciting for me. A lot of work, but not nearly as much work as I have been doing the previous 3 years. So I'm very excited about it. Yes, I think I'm getting my mojo back a bit because the pressure is off to quite a large extent from what it has been for me for the last 3 years. So that's actually quite nice. So all that's left for me to say is I hope you have had a wonderful new year. I hope you have a fabulous 2026 going forward. Do tell me below in the comments what your plans are for 2026. I have many more, but I'm not ready to share them yet. I have a few quite exciting things, more interactive things as well I'm looking forward to sharing. But that'll be over the next few months. So thank you for watching again. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe and please give a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me. My dogs are now need to go out. My time is up here. Thanks for joining me.